Nice. So, day 1362, continuing on the theme of my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, my life, no longer in the sunshine. Me, 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 me. Anywho, yeah, man. Monday, lovely Monday. Well, not so lovely. It's flipping cold, mate. Bloody hell, the weather has very much fallen off. Well, it hasn't completely fallen off a cliff. Well, actually, no, we've fallen off a cliff and then we've fallen onto a lower level. So I haven't completely dropped off the cliff from top to bottom where I would have died. I've fallen and there's a little platform, so I've injured myself, basically. So yeah, I'll stick with that. Why not? Much cooler. Definitely quite cold today. Yeah, back at work, and mentally I'm trying to prepare myself for the managerial move that is going to be occurring, which I anticipate is going to be soon. Of course, I have jumped the gun and I'm trying to get in there first to make sure that I book my annual leave and get it approved so no one can tell me rubbish, because I already know, say, how they work in the daytime. Obviously, when you work in the evening shift, things are a lot more relaxed. People generally, not all the time, but generally kind of treat you like adults and let you get on with stuff, and they're, you know, pretty easygoing and lenient, at least my experience. In the daytime, it's just micromanaging nonsense, and so I don't want any issues with my annual leave, because I have a big old chunk that, like I did, I think earlier on, did I do it earlier this year? Yeah, I think I did, which I'm going to do the same thing next year, where I'm just going to take a big chunk all at once, which will be about 5 and a bit weeks. And in the daytime, whilst you potentially could do that, I think it depends on the manager that you get, and they'd probably be like, oh, no, we can't authorise that much. And this is why, whilst I've got my current manager, who I get along with, we work well together, let me just get that approved now, so no one can tell me rubbish, because once it's approved, ain't no one telling me nothing. Are you mad? So I think I've booked off one day, or at least I put through. It hasn't been approved yet. My manager was actually sick today, so hopefully they should be in tomorrow, working tomorrow, and then they can just approve it before the switchover happens, you know. Because at least once it's been approved, then I can just kind of relax a little bit. Not completely, because, boy, I think there's some things coming my way that may not be super pleasant, but just wait and see. Yeah, so submitted all of that. Today it was kind of busy-ish today, oddly enough. Well, it wasn't crazy, but busy-ish. Yeah, so it was an okay day. Oh my god, tired. The crypto market continues to go like that, but you know what? I'm not going to look at it as a negative thing. I'm going to try and be positive and just be like, well, we know this happens. A lot of the time, this is strategically done to push people out to, one, obviously liquidate people who are, you know, doing like leverage longs and stuff. But then push people out, kind of force them to sell because things look depressing, you know, make it look like the market is bleeding and that there is no hope. Push people out who don't have any kind of conviction. And if it goes on for an extended period of time, get people to be bored and lose interest, and then they just move out the markets. It's clever people doing this, clever people with big pockets, deep pockets, big and deep pockets. And you know, if I was one of these people and I wanted to really get people out, this is what I would do. You know, I would do flash crashes. I would, you know, there be deep drawdowns, and I would extend it for a really long period of time, or at least what crypto considers long. I would do it for a long period of time to really get people completely uninterested, bored, until they just walk away. That's what I would do. So it would make sense for others to do it, you know? Not that I'm the not that I'm the pinnacle of finance or investing or trading, of course, but I think it's relatively logical to expect that people would do that if they have any sort of power, clout power, financial backing. So I am holding the line. I'm remaining convicted. I'm staying in my high conviction plays. I'm gonna try not to do anything super stupid, like pulling out all my money and putting it into like one meme coin, which I'm very tempted to do. I'm not gonna lie, there's one that I'm eyeing up. Might even message the person who I think is behind it, or well, this person has some involvement. As for whether it's their coin or they're just part of the team or they're a supporter or an advisor, I don't know, but I might message them. The person's name is Skell, by the way. They're the CEO of MetaWin, like arguably the biggest crypto casino and yeah, one of the, not the, I think there are bigger ones, but arguably one of the biggest crypto casinos and competition giveaway platforms in the space. MetaWin's amazing. The amount of stuff that they've given out, money-wise, NFT-wise, and the size of them, and the fact that they keep the machine running, the amount of money they must turn over is insane. They've literally given away literally millions of dollars. It's crazy, both in NFT value and in actual monetary crypto value. Crazy stuff, man. But I'm bullish. I'm long-term bullish on MetaWin. They're doing it. They're releasing a coin as well it was going to be called MetaWin. MWIN was going to be the ticker. But they've rebranded it as Casino now, which I think is quite good, quite clever. Yeah, the Casino coin, man. Be interesting to see what happens when that drops. Interesting. I'm already vested. I've collected my points. I use the platform not as often as I would like because I don't have deep enough pockets to be gambling frequently like some of these big players. Some of these people spend literally hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands on like a monthly basis, which is wild. I want to be able to get to a point where I can do that and I'm not even blinking. That would be nice. Let it be. Let it be. It's coming. It is coming. Soon, soon, soon. Anywho, all the suspension has been lifted on Jimmy Kimmel. Interesting. Wasn't expecting that. Curious. But yeah, anywho, yeah, that's today. Yeah. It's day 1362. I'll catch tomorrow for day 1363.